Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to the Wolf Podcast, where we talk about the 18th episode of Persona 5 The Animation, I'll Guide You to Victory. With me today is...
Hello everyone, I am D. Mikami System 3000.
Hey everyone, this is FlOrangey.
Hey everyone, this is Mario Fanboy 15, aka that guy that was really looking forward to this episode because beach episode!
Oh my god.
Bikinis!
Yeah, and you want to know what's the crazy part? There wasn't as much fan service as we initially thought there would be.
Thank God.
Beach episode I've ever seen in anime.
I know, right? It's super tame.
The only thing that wasn't tame was the beginning of it, where you see those two screenshots of An and Makoto.
Yeah, well, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did get lobsters, though.
Yes, we got lobsters.
We got a different type of bad service there.
Oh, and we got the best scene ever. Volleyball.
Oh man, yeah, just Ryuji getting pelted by Makoto. Ouch.
Do you have money for the train ride home?
I love that.
Gifted in art. Terrible.
Okay. Before we go further off topic, just to say this right now, any comparisons that we make to the game in animation are purely done for analytical reasons. And to give a quick synopsis of the episode, basically this is pretty much the episode where they try to get closer with Futaba, help her become more socially capable so she would be more efficient with the team. This, of course, leads to them going to the beach and having Futaba do a bunch of this other stuff with hanging out with them. And this also begins the idea of Morgana questioning his place in the team.
And so it begins.
Oh boy, but I'm not gonna really say much on that one. I think this episode is really good, and on that topic of Morgana, we'll talk about that in comparisons and differences, because I have a few
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there is. So, Dean, give your general thoughts about the episode.
I did not have many expectations going into this episode, especially going from the title, and funnily enough, this was a very good episode. I enjoyed this a lot. This reminded me a lot of that, the final episode of, who was it? Kanashiro's arc, where basically they go through a lot of the confidants throughout the game and show like brief storylines between all of them and just interconnect them together to a point where it does flow a lot better. I was also curious about how they were going to handle Futaba's, I don't know, what was the way to call it, rehabilitation or something, where they were trying to assimilate her into being more sociable. And overall, I think they handled it pretty well.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that in a lot of ways. Cole?
I definitely really liked this episode. There were a lot of times in it, actually, that I laughed. And my favorite thing about it, actually, is how the episode just splattered about, along with the stuff with Morgana, has so many of these little wonderful character moments. Like, we're finally seeing more Sojiro being game Sojiro.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually friendly.
About time.
I did get a chuckle, however, that the curry that Ren gave to Ryuji and Yusuke was the accidental spicy curry.
God damn it, Nelson, you stole my comment.
I just love the way they try to power through it.
This is fueling my artistic sense.
No, it's stimulating.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if Yusuke was being honest.
Dude, he said it was stimulating his artistic. Dude!
Oh,
like,
that's even better.
Yeah, because think about it. When these girls were trying to try on the bikinis, Yusuke was eating that shit.
I think he was sweating from the curry more than the comments from the girls.
Or maybe it was both.
Oh.
Gosh dang it, Cole.
God damn it, Cole.
Hey, you should have seen it coming. Oh, god damn it.
God damn it, Cole.
You did it unintentionally, didn't you?
No, I'm not that clever. Sorry to
That's too
disappoint you,
fast for our
Zach.
eyes.
No, I was gonna say you made that pun unintentionally, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
Well, she's trying to teach us our last surprise.
Stop it! Stop it!
We're already off to a great
I'm
start.
smiling because I didn't catch it in time.
Stop it!
We're already off to a great start.
Stop, Cole. Keep going.
Okay. But yeah, it's like I liked a lot of the little character moments. I liked how we got a little extra at the beach, like the volleyball game, with Makoto spiking Ryuji in the face, the sand castles, what was
Lobsters.
I think it was Morgana and Ren burying Ryuji in the sand.
Yup.
And of
Yeah.
course, like Zach said, the lobsters.
The lobsters.
Yeah.
Between
after-
the lobsters and the wonderful volleyball spike, this episode is probably the most fun I've had in a while. Felt
Mhm.
it kind of faltered a little bit halfway there, but in the halfway point. But despite that, I think it did a good job with helping to set up Morgana's insecurities. We got to see a little bit more of Mishima. We got some of Ann's confidant, and I'm actually surprised by that because out of all of them, I thought that they were probably going to skip that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was no doubt pleasing for Zach, but
Yep.
I'm glad they did show off Mika like the second time because I think we got a glimpse of her in a previous
It
episode.
was
Oh, yeah,
episode 3.
I-
It was episode 3.
Yeah, that was way far.
I've been rewatching the animation with my mom, and I can say it was episode 3 because they connected the Mika kind of storyline and On thing. Not really connected it, but they kind of first hinted at it around the same time when On was being contacted by Kamoshida to see him. You know, it was
Right.
Before Shiho's suicide.
Yeah,
Attempt.
and Mika really kind of stood out in that scene.
Yeah, she did, and here we are seeing her again, literally just like taking advantage of On's, basically what she's saying to work against her.
It does
Just
feel
like-
kind of weird that we're getting back to this plot point technically like 4 months later, but on the other hand, I'm kind of just glad that they're actually talking about On at all, because she kind of gets a little bit of the shaft sometimes.
And I also kind of find it interesting that they are bringing up Mishima more because, I really can't go into too much, but it's, I like the natural progression doing with Mishima because the more and more the Phantom Thieves become popular, this is where Mishima begins to become more and more bold with his actions and personality.
Which, all things considered, makes a whole lot of sense for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're talking about Mika's taking advantage of him. I'm just like, yep, just like in the game.
Yep.
Pretty much, but Cole, is there anything else you want-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Cole.
to be fair, I do understand through why Mika was doing all that sort of thing is because Mika has that as a job while On has it as a sort of hobby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and modeling is unfortunately a very, very high competitive career.
A cutthroat business, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cutthroat, kind of shady.
I'm surprised
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised they cut out the line where Alan's just like, oh, I just eat some chocolate and stuff.
Probably
Yeah.
for the best.
Yeah,
Probably.
because that associates with On's model figure. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, Cole, is there anything else you want to add?
Actually,
Let's see.
Or
We got the
side
start
with
of
me.
We got the start of Futaba's confidant, and I just got to say this right here and now. I absolutely love how it was Sojiro who was the one who was like, "Hey, let's set off some fireworks," because it just helps him so much. It makes him seem much more like an active participant in Futaba's life, along with him being worried because of the whole bathing suit incident.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was Taba in the original that called
Yeah.
for fireworks, didn't she?
Yeah, that was a difference. That's a difference, but yeah. Futaba apparently went out on her own. She ran into Morgana, and Morgana explained, he followed her. Making sure she's okay.
Oh yeah, right. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But here, it's Sojiro offering to do the fireworks. You know, I like that. That's the biggest thing I like about this episode is that now we're finally getting the Sojiro that we wanted for the longest. Where, you know, he's actually, like, he's being open and, and more caring to Ren. And he's definitely showing...
And gasp, he's talking about something that should have been in the last episode.
Oh, we're going to talk about the shit out of that in differences, believe you and me.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said... I do have to admit, I'm a little angry that it took them this long to finally start working on Sojiro's personality with the group as a whole. But
yeah,
I guess
it can't be helped.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
talk.
is it too little, too late? We shall know when Nelson gets there.
Yeah, but anyways,
Well, we can really only judge that when the series is over.
well, anyways, let's move on to Zachary and his general opinion.
First thing I want to say is that they slightly changed the intro, and now Futaba is in, and boy, as Cole said off the air, it looks really awkward. Spliced in.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad, honestly, and this is why I keep saying they should have just stuck with the old intro.
Yeah.
It makes sense why they changed the outro, because the group is getting larger than the original, like, I think 6 they were showing. So, yeah, it makes sense they have to change the outro. And I like the new outro. I just hate the new intro because it feels less natural and more sort of like a product of where it is in the series.
It looks like an AMV.
Exactly, someone's just constantly updating an AMV every season, basically, and that's stupid.
And not to give anything away, but I have a feeling the intro is gonna get worse later on.
Oh yeah, it will.
Mm-hmm.
It will. Once we get our second to last member of the group, it will.
Yep. And because me being me, I had to point this out, even though this was in the game. Oh my gosh, Ginyu Force poses, Dragon Ball. I absolutely love the screenshot of the episode with Yusuke's reaction to Futaba. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we got a lot. Like that's what I'm saying. This is again another episode where the devil's in the detail, and the details that they give are really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the mask show up in this episode?
Yes,
too?
It
Futaba
did.
was wearing it with Yusuke and Makoto, and also wore it when she was serving coffee to this guy.
It was hilarious.
One thing. Well, no, actually, I'll talk about that later. One thing I will say, towards the end, when Morgana is having his little monologue, I'm not sure if I'm the only one that I noticed this, but I forget this music track, but they played like I want to say a different version of a particular song that plays when you reach rank 10 with someone.
Yeah, I know what track you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like they played like a different, I guess, more slowed down version of the song.
I think they played the later archipelago of the song rather than playing the beginning parts of it.
And one thing, speaking of that, of the ending bit, well, I don't know, this just made me kind of laugh, but I just love how Morgana's having his monologue, and you just see Ren clapping.
That did make me laugh. That did make me laugh. Okay, that is something I need to bring up in differences. That's something I want to bring up in differences, but I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Okay. I don't know if we should bring this up in differences, but I like how Ryuji goes with Ren when they see Futaba at the arcade thing.
I feel like that's a small difference, quite honestly.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Kawakami showed up in this episode too.
Yeah, at the fishing
as
pond.
the fishing master.
And that is actually an event in game as well. So the only
Why are we going to this place on a hot day?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why are we fishing on a fucking scorcher like this?
And unfortunately, the only way for that
Oh.
event to,
No, never mind.
unfortunately, the only way for that event to occur is if you accept Ryuji's request the first time.
And technically, that request actually happens on Ryuji's birthday. So happy 1 month belated birthday, Ryuji.
Yeah, happy birthday. Let's go fishing.
The most eventful kind of sport.
Anyways, I'm gonna give my general thoughts on the episode now because we need to move along a bit. Yeah, like I said, this episode is like I was a little worried about this episode from the previous episode, but I'm very glad that they at least got this idea like going with Futaba's like trying to become more socially capable and otherwise. I'm glad they handled it in a nice way. They covered the stuff that they needed to, and they brought up the important bits, including things that should have been brought up earlier, which we have said. And again, this is the beginning of where Morgana begins to question his place in the team. Like, literally when Futaba is able to basically able to perfectly describe what Mementos is like, how to get further down is like, and otherwise, it's like Morgana's just I didn't know any of this.
He looks defeated.
Yeah, he looks heavily defeated. But that's the one thing I really like about the episode is that they handle these details really well. Morgana's basically not sure about his place in the team, and Futaba's basically reformation to become more socially capable. And that does actually lead me into the comparisons, because one of the biggest things I liked about this episode that the game absolutely fucking failed at was the fact that Ren actually noticed Morgana, something was up with Morgana, and made attempts to try to get him to talk with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which was weird, all things considered.
Yeah, because
in the game.
Yeah, because the game never gives you an opportunity to try to talk with Morgana about what's up with him, when there's obviously something up with him.
Yeah, considering on how really bummed out he was, especially you can see that in the anime, and you notice it in the game too.
And I like that Ren at different points tries to talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best part. It's not like he asks once and then leaves it alone. No, he tries talking with him multiple times. It's just Morgana doesn't want to open up.
Hell, even Ryuji of all people noticed something was weird with Morgana.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the group at least is noticing something's not quite right with Morgana.
Yeah, and he especially looked disappointed when went on said, "Oh, you're like the mascot of the team."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that did not make him feel better.
Yeah,
like I do know in the game, Morgana can ask you a question, and you can choose to answer like you're human, you're a cat, etc., etc., etc. But since those are like so all technically optional, the game still ignores it.
Exactly, and plus, they do the same kind of conversation in the game as well that went on at the end of the episode, and it's not like the answer matters, unfortunately. See, the reason why the animation works better compared to the game with this situation is because, again, you have Ren trying to talk to Morgana, and then at the end of the episode, he's finally trying to open up to Ren a little.
It doesn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it doesn't come out of nowhere. It's like, he knows Ren's been trying to talk with him, but he's the one that's being, difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do like that because, yeah, Ren and, Morgana, Ren is kind of like one of the few people Morgana confides in.
Yeah, considering that they're the closest in terms of, how long they've been together and all. I mean, the dude freaking lives with him.
Yeah. And we are seeing Ren open up a little bit more, too, to be honest.
Yeah, we are. I do like that they had him work the part-time job to basically help with the beach trip.
I love his utter enthusiastic determination about someday getting the curry recipe right.
And of course him looking very much like, oh boy, when his friends was trying out the curry that he made.
See, this is when the edgy glasses work.
Yeah, exactly. And then when Futaba comes in, just like and wants to try out the curry, Red's like, I would and Sojiro has to be the man to save the day.
And then Sojiro, being a bro, just says, "No worries, I have my own."
Yeah, it's like
Here,
I'm pretty
have
sure
this.
Sojiro was lying about Ren being out of curry, so that way Futaba wouldn't have to suffer.
Yeah.
Though I'll say this, if Futaba actually didn't eat that curry, I think Ren would be the one suffering because she'd be chewing him out so bad.
Dude, not only would she be chewing him out, I'm pretty sure Sojiro would have chewed him out.
How dare you make her eat that?
Even if she was the one who just volunteered and just scooped it up.
Oh shit, he'll probably lecture him about how to make better curry.
Yep.
Oh my god, like, that's what I mean. It's like, yeah, it's like, now they're beginning to show off Ren's personality far more, and that actually leads us into the beach trip. Speaking of which, that's a difference I wanted to bring up as well.
Oh yeah,
Holy
there were plenty of differences.
Yeah, holy shit, I much prefer this beach trip in the animation compared to the game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because
There
we
was
got to
one-
see more of it.
No, because they didn't make the guys seem fucking incompetent.
That.
Oh.
And the creepy perverts aren't in there too.
God,
Yay.
that moment was so fucking weird in the beach, in the game. But then they were just like, "Oh no, we don't need them there."
It's
Good.
It's like here they all are to hang out at the beach, and then it's like, oh, we planned this beforehand.
Yeah, at least they were having fun. There wasn't just like, "Oh yeah, here's a random thing to just like put a wrench in their works," and just to put a hamper on Ryuji's day.
Yeah, no lie, in the Persona 5 game, in my opinion, is the worst beach trip.
Oh, certainly. Compared to the other games and just how much they had like the beach trip, there were like really fun and really hilarious moments like in there. In this one, a lot of it just felt either brief or just plain meh, or just another point to just shit on everyone's day.
Persona 3 had the only good Operation Babe Watch, in my opinion.
Operation Babe Watch.
Yeah, and then Persona 4 didn't have a beach trip, but Persona 4 Golden has Kanji losing his swimsuit. And you can have you tell him just to let him dangle.
Just let him dangle.
Yeah, and he literally says, "Yeah, man should actually no, I could get some serious shit."
I want to be bored, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and then the girls run away.
and speaking of,
Persona 5, it's like after the... keep going. Never mind.
I was about to say, speaking of like the Persona 5 animation beach one, the only one that comes off as somewhat incompetent is Yusuke, but that's because Yusuke's being Yusuke.
Exactly, like him buying the lobsters and not having the money for the train. Yeah, that's him. That's him being stupid.
I really gotta ask you, Yusuke, where the hell are you gonna put those lobsters?
Knowing him, he probably has a tank in his fucking room.
Because of course he does.
Why would he have a tank?
He probably bought one as well.
He bought it.
But Yusuke, why would... Never mind, it's Yusuke.
Dude, I would be surprised. Like after they got home, Yusuke asked Ren if he could also buy him a tank for the lobsters.
Oh my god!
Here's the thing about Yusuke.
Happening.
Here's the thing about Yusuke. His buy impulse is pretty much the same problem as Dean has that brony content center in the vendor hall.
Oh, but yeah, it's like,
where do I put this sword? Oh, I have to deliver it to myself.
Here's the thing. I like.
Wait, you bought a sword at BronyCon?
Yeah, he did.
I did.
What?
He bought a sword. He bought a body pillow. He bought a shit ton of plushies.
What? It's
He bought a plushie for $300.
Dude.
He bought lots of trading cards.
And this is not keeping in mind that he bought me a couple of things, so.
Dude.
Like the mouse pad.
And a body pillow.
I know that you have the most income out of all of us, but at the same time, dude!
I saved money.
You saved money.
I saved.
The benefit of being a programmer.
Anyways, we're off topic, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why I like this beach episode compared to the game itself, because the group is actually hanging out like they said they would, and they're actually like having fun with each other. Whereas in the fucking game, I hate the fact that it turned into, oh, they made plans pretty much, on their own and didn't involve the rest of the group, and then literally just said, oh, just watch our stuff.
Yeah, they were pretty much separate throughout like
the
entire trip.
Exactly. It's like
Which was a bummer.
Yeah.
It's like there's this weird sort of thing the game loves to do and makes it out like the guys are incompetent and the girls know better. Like, I hate that.
Yeah,
I'm getting a serious battle of the sexes vibes from here.
I don't mind it. Here's the thing. I didn't mind that kind of thing in Persona 4 because the guys deserved it.
Yeah, they did.
They deserve.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Teddy's a pervert, and he doesn't seem to fully understand that. Yosuke is definitely a pervert, and
He's
maybe
sneaky.
in the closet.
He's a sneaky, conniving, pervert. Kanji is just an idiot.
And Kanji's Kanji.
Kanji's the only one I ever feel sorry for, to be honest.
But then,
your mileage may vary.
Well, then again, there are times where the game forces you to choose options you don't even like. Best example is the freaking camping trip. When Yosuke is asking you, like, what do you think about the girls in the outfits? Both options I hate! Because I would never say either of them in real life.
What are they?
It's just complimenting on either Chie or Yukiko.
No, I'm talking about the other line. Where,
about how you can agree with Yosuke about how it was a good thing he brought the swimsuits because they have eye candy to look at now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
line.
One.
No matter which one you say, it's wrong, and both of you get shoved into the fucking river.
Oh right, yeah, I remember that. That sucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But this is what I mean. It's like the guys deserved it in Persona 4. And in 3, that barely happens. Like, nothing like that ever happens.
Actually, now that I keep going.
Well, it only happens once in Persona 3, and that's during the Kyoto trip. But you can avoid that if you're good enough.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I think, and this is a point to Persona 3, look, gasp. I think Persona 3 is the only time where we had the boys and girls split up, where we actually did have a little bit of time with both of them. Where it's like the boys had their Operation Babe Watch, the girls had their hike in the woods that actually eventually pushed the plot forward.
Yeah, that was the thing for both. And if you played the female protagonist route, the female protagonist definitely hangs out with the girls, and the guys did their own Operation Babe Watch without the male protagonist.
God damn, Akihiko just seems way more awkward in that without the male protagonist.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, exactly. And again, in Persona 3... That's the one thing I like, is that we at least still see, like, that's the one thing I like about Persona 3, is that they do keep perspectives on all the characters and not just the main one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also what I liked in the end, or throughout that entire beach trip, is that they did have moments where they are all spending time together. Like at the beginning, and then at the end of the final trip. There was even a moment where they were just having a water fight in the end, which was just fun.
And
like 4 did it a little bit for the most part, a little bit more skewed towards the guys, but we got plenty of stuff like Yukiko threatening to kill that woman in their tent.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, we were talking about Persona 5, but this is what I'm trying to say. There's so much that we can compare it to that this is kind of why I like this episode, because, again, that's the problem the game has had for a long time, honestly. That the guys get treated like shit by the girls. And for very little to no reason.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's just like, in Persona 4, a lot of the times, like, the shit that they've got, it was deserved. Because they just screwed up. While in this one, they're not even doing much, honestly.
Yeah,
they're just, like, trying to have a good time. And then they were just like, oh, yeah, here's these 2 perverted dudes here that take away Ryuji again.
Yeah. And, like, even when Ryuji is at his worst, he is nothing compared to Yosuke.
Yeah, Yosuke and especially Teddy. It's like, both of them together are far worse than Ryuji.
Oh, they're teen perverts, so they're probably just able to do that, and, well, they deserve getting shit on because they just dragged the other 2 in there.
Teen perverts.
Yeah, we're not joking on that, and you know what? That's kind of why I said, like, whenever one of them gets shit on, They deserve it. Best example is the ski trip in Persona 4, which Dean knows what I'm talking about, where fucking Teddy turns off the lights just to eat the snacks. Oh. And then all the girls in the room are just like, let's kill him.
Get him. Get him. Sorry. Only humans have human rights. Oh! Yeah. That was literally a line Naoto said.
Yup, and then just like Yukio, yeah, let's finish him off. Oh my God. I was half expecting an all-out attack there. But anyways, getting back on topic.
Yeah, I think we spent way too much time on this particular comparison.
That's how much we love talking about this beach episode, and the biggest problem we have with Persona 5.
Well,
I'll just say this. My biggest problem with Persona 5, sometimes they didn't seem like they were friends.
Yes!
Yes! Damn. At least with, like, Persona 3s, you do see that they do become a collective unit, especially gradually throughout the story. And in Persona 4, they all agree, yeah, we're friends, we're in this together. Persona 5 is just like, oh, we're just a motley crew, we're here to steal some stuff or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time it's like that, but the thing is, in compliments to the Persona 5 anime, especially all throughout this, they've actually been showing them actually hanging out and being friends. Like, yeah, you could call me by my first name, and let's walk through the street together, my good buddy Makoto. All that stuff.
Exactly, and this episode's the greatest example of that, because they're doing this as a sort of celebration/test for Futaba.
Yeah. Instead of just dividing the group for some moronic reason.
And since you guys talked about Ryuji, I just gotta say this. Thank you, Ryuji! Thank you! We're at the game place. You're just like, you two remind me like brother and sister. I'm just like, thank you! Thank you, you're my man now!
Yeah, I when I heard that line, I was immediately like, well, I know many people are happy with that one. I'm one of them.
And some other people are upset.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I never shipped Futaba and the main character. Never. Oh. I saw them more as like a brother-sister kind of idea. I never saw them as lovers in any kind of way. Plus, I've actually seen the Valentine's Day thing for Futaba in game, and it's fucking amazing.
I find it adorable, honestly.
Dude, it's not only funny with Futaba's interaction, I just love how Sojiro takes it.
I love it, too. It was just like, well, don't do anything here.
Frankly, I love it when you actually say, yeah, I love you, and it's just like, Futaba.
Futaba crashed.
Yeah, Futaba just died.
He crashed, waiting for Windows to respond.
Yeah, like, she just dies.
and then when Futaba boots back up, it plays the old Windows 2.
Dude, someone needs to do that. Someone needs to go through that scene again, and then put the Windows XP shutdown just dun 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 dun. And then when she's actually about to talk, just do like when she's actually about to talk, just go dun 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 dun. Dun. We are horrible people.
But there's
our boyfriend.
But there's another big difference. We can speaking of big differences, here's another big difference. Boy, this should have been talked about in the last episode.
Oh yeah, the anniversary of Wakaba's death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was surprising to see that they omitted that from that one, but considering how far advanced that they've done it, it kind of makes sense that they would put it, like, at least here.
Yeah.
I kind of like it there, because I don't mind it a little further out, because it basically allows the group to enjoy themselves, but after, everything's calmed down and everything, kind of back to reality on things. And even Sojiro says it, like, something wasn't right with her. Like, that's the thing. Like, now we're getting this same kind of, like, correlating story with Futaba and Sojiro, where even he said it, that she said I was going to die as a joke, and he said he should have took that seriously.
Yeah, and there were also some scenes that I actually really liked from that one. It's like, even the way that it's positioned, I think, was handled pretty well, because we did talk about how much we wanted them to acknowledge it in the last episode, but I think their positioning here was well earned. What I also really liked about the scene is that we had Ren also like stand up for himself, saying, "Oh, the Phantom Thieves will do something about this,"
Mm-hmm.
which again shows more of his character.
And Sojiro, like, literally stating, I'm pretty sure as a playful joke, saying, like, you make it sound like you know them personally.
I'm just like, careful, Ren.
Careful, Red.
Yeah, exactly. When he
Gotta
said
wait until.
Oh boy! Oh wait! Should we censor that?
Yeah, that needs to be censored, unfortunately.
God damn it, Cole!
You're welcome. And this time it was on purpose.
Oh.
God damn it.
I love you too, Nelson.
Oh, I gotta remember where that time is. Okay, I've got it.
Okay. There's one other difference. This is like a small thing, but nonetheless it kind of bugged me. And as granted, this is the difference between pretty much between English and Japanese. When they're giving a Futaba a code name, the subtitles say Oracle, but you can clearly hear her say Navi.
Yeah, that's right. In the Japanese version of the game, she actually is called Navi. I don't remember why they changed it. I think it was because technically Navi is not really a word, or it could have been because it was too or something else. Because the first thing I think when I think Navi is Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
so I was about to say maybe someone really liked Legend of Zelda or something.
I think it was just a terms of localization.
Yeah.
Navi makes sense. Like, you know, the way they went for it in Japanese, Navi makes sense. But I'm pretty sure in English, people will just see that as redundant.
Yeah, it's like, you're our navigator, so you're just going to call us Navi. All right.
So they went with something a little more like a synonym to Navi, and they went with Oracle.
Yeah, which is in multiple ways a reference.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah, Batman. They went the Batman route.
But then again, that's not uncommon. Like, I have listened to the Japanese audio track for a lot of months in Persona 5, and certain words are completely different compared to the English localization. Like the word for shut-in in Japanese, I forgot what it is.
Hikikomori.
Hikikomori, thank you. Because that's actually said by Sojiro in the game. Like, he actually calls Futaba Hikikomori.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's, like, that's always that idea of, like, localization and otherwise.
You gotta take a word and give it a close enough meaning to get the point across.
Exactly. And I think Oracle works a lot better than Navi because it's a lot less redundant or just sort of like a obvious fuckingly.
Well, the only reason I brought it up is because it, to me, it didn't take away from the episode, but it was just a little distracting where just like these two don't match up.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's just the way they wanted to go for it in Japanese.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, always the idea of localization, especially when you're watching a sub.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes when Japanese calls something, it's extremely on the nose. Like I think some villains in certain shows, games, stuff like that are usually just called evil something, but then they get localized into something a bit more fancier.
Ideally, at least.
Yeah. Instead of being like, I think that's actually one of the other reasons why something like Black Magician is translated to Dark Magician, because of different ways that we interpret certain colors or certain words.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's always that idea, but
Then stop them from keeping the word Goku Black.
Goku Black?
Yeah.
Don't get into it.
Yeah, let's not get into it.
Yeah. I'll talk about this off the air.
I think there's not really too much else I can think about in differences, because I already talked about the one I wanted to with Ren, because that was the biggest one I really wanted to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ren is definitely showing more character, and I'm really liking it.
I do like that the episode ends with the start of the next arc with Okumura.
Oh boy.
That is going to be interesting. Though I am laughing at the fact that the next episode is called Aloha, because we know what's coming up next.
Yeah.
Please, please, if you make the beach trip better, make the Hawaii trip better.
Oh, please, god damn it.
No,
Yes,
you know what?
please.
Better yet, there's no way you can fuck this up any more than the game did. If you somehow fuck this up even more than the game did, holy shit, I have no faith in you anymore, anime.
Oh, but here's the real question: who's Ren gonna walk on the beach with?
Oh, god.
Oh god.
No. He's probably gonna spy on them.
Nah, he's probably just gonna hang out with Yuki and Ryuji and just call it.
Probably.
God, that would disappoint me, honestly.
Or
There. In all seriousness, though, this actually gives me a train of thought. It might be the other character that's been getting cameos recently, who we haven't actually talked to yet.
Ooh, yeah,
oh,
that I would be okay with.
Oh, I know what
Oh.
you're getting at.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
but we don't
That
want
would
to
be
say.
nice.
Yeah, I think I know what you're getting.
Because of the circumstances of the trip, that actually would be the best time to talk to her.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
if there's no other major differences we need to bring
Well,
up,
Well, I was going to say, well, darn, better than my other suggestion of, oh, he'll probably walk with all the girls.
no.
Dude,
Dude,
Ah,
have you not seen the freaking After Valentine's Day video?
Ah, harem ending. Cool.
No, harem death.
Harem death.
Harem death, more like it. Oh my god. Oh man, the anime.
I can just imagine the record scratch being like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
But anyways, I think we're good on differences. So now we can move on to the final part of the episode. Well, yeah, we can consider these episodes. Is this a good episode for fans, and is this a good episode for casual watchers? Dean, take us away.
Okay. Okay, for casual watchers that were probably expecting like deep fan service stuff, you're probably best to go elsewhere.
Yeah, go to High School of the Dead.
Yeah, that's loaded with fan service. No, High School DxD, that's fan service incarnate.
Oh my god, don't even get me started, because I know some people talk to me about the anime saying, hey, Wolfkeen, you should watch it. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch an anime that borderlines hentai. I already did that with another anime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in all seriousness...
Oh, right. Didn't you watch Bible Black?
That was by accident, because my friend tricked me. That
Wait,
was...
isn't Bible Black actual hentai?
Yeah, that's hentai. I got tricked. No, the anime I'm talking about, which I don't know if y'all know it, is some guy who wants to be a high priest, but he's apparently fated to be a demon lord.
Daimo Demon King, that one.
Yeah, I watched that because my friend Jesus recommended it to me, and I was just watching it the entire way like, am I watching an anime or am I watching a fucking hentai? I can't tell the fucking difference.
Oh, man. That was insulting.
Dude, it's because you wanted to bring up Bible Black.
Oh, yes,
don't-
Nelson, tell us that story.
No, I'm not telling that story. And to everyone watching this podcast, do not fucking look up Bible Black. You will fake your sanity later.
It's shit. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, save your sanity, that insanity.
Hey, guys, type in the comments section asking Nelson why he watched Bible Black.
Like I said, I got tricked by a former friend. That's the best way to put it. I was not friends with that person after that anymore, though.
Yeah, I wonder why.
So if you want something even more fucked up, Google Saya no Uta. You're welcome.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, my God. Dude, people are going to come back next episode and want to kill us.
Hey,
Well,
I played it willingly.
Well, since you told people not to watch them, now they're gonna watch it.
God damn it.
That's how reverse
You're the one
psychology
who
works.
brought it up.
You're welcome.
It's your fucking fault.
You're welcome.
Ah, Dean, please keep giving your freaking thoughts.
What was my thoughts again?
This is a good episode for fans, and this is a good episode for casual watchers.
All right. Okay. Casuals. I think you'll like this episode all well and good because you do have like all the Phantom Thieves like hanging out together, as well as you're getting more glimpses into the individual storylines of certain characters like on Futaba. Well, yeah, getting the start of Futaba's and Mishima, whom we haven't seen in a while for some reason, at least in terms of story. And on, yeah. Wow, that was like a long while. And for folks who knew the game, fans of the game, I think you'll enjoy this quite nicely, especially if you, like us, were very disappointed with the beach episode in Persona 5 in the actual game, and this actually like made it more fun and actually enjoyable.
Yes.
Yep.
Gas. We also got glimpses on like the story bits here and there, like they're getting started with Morgana's conflict, his internal stuff, as well as the more glimpses in the Confidant. So yeah, win-win.
Pretty much. Cole.
Dean's basically said it all. I think casual viewers are definitely going to like this episode just because of how much fun everyone's having and how much the plot is moving forward. Kinda, yeah. For fans, I think if they're like us and they wanted a better beach scenario in Persona 5, I think they're going to be very happy with this one. I think a lot of people are also going to be very happy that the creepy guys from Shinjuku, it's Shinjuku, right?
Yeah, it's Shinjuku.
Yeah, Shinjuku.
From Shinjuku don't show up in this here because they were so freaking out of place and it was extremely uncomfortable, but Yusuke got his lobsters, so everything's okay.
So yeah, 10 out of 10 episode.
Yeah, because Yusuke has lobsters, it's automatically a 10 out of 10 for Cole.
Well, it would have been a 0 out of 10 if they didn't have the lobsters.
Yeah, I did say, no lobsters, it's worst episode.
Yeah,
we also got Makoto slamming a volleyball into Ryuji's face, and that's always wonderful.
And I do like that we got to see Ren actually working like a part. I'm almost not surprised that his part-time job is the flower shop.
Everyone goes for the flower shop for some reason. I see it in fan fiction too. It's always the friggin' flower shop.
I'm guilty of that.
Well, doesn't the flower shop like pay the most or something?
No, the flower shop is somewhere in the middle, but it's the only job that you can work after school and in the evening.
Mm-hmm. So and I think it was also. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I already spoke.
Okay.
So we have literally Persona 3 where the main character is working dishes at a restaurant. We have Persona 4 where you basically worked like too many jobs to count.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Persona 5 where Ren works at a flower shop.
I can't wait for Ren to work at all three of the jobs at once.
Honestly, with there only being at this point 19, 21, 22. There's only 5 episodes left. We'll be lucky if he actually gets the job at the bar.
Yeah, I agree. I do.
Or the beef bowl shop.
Hell, we haven't even started Oya's confidant at this point, or even Chihaya's.
I just realized something. For how many cameos he got, we've seen nothing from Yoshida.
Yeah, we really haven't. At this, I mean, I really hope they explore that as we get closer to, you know what I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Yoshida at this point has been given no kind of love. And we haven't even started EY yet!
Oh my god, you're right.
Well, then again, you need Max guts in order to actually hang out with him. Close to Max guts. So, for him to take a while kind of makes a little bit of sense.
It makes sense for your first time. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, especially for your first time playthrough.
But nonetheless, they still haven't even started EY, Yoshida, Chihaya, Oya.
Hifumi.
Like, there's so many people. Hell, they haven't even started fucking Shinya yet.
And Shinya got a cameo in this episode too.
Wait, he did?
Yeah, he was in the background when they met up with Futaba. In Akihabara.
Oh my god.
You can see him going in.
Oh wow.
Well,
you can see him going either into the electronics or the arcade. Probably the arcade.
I'm not surprised Shinya hasn't started yet because he doesn't start until after Futaba joins the team.
Yeah, Shinya isn't until September, and his is usually the last one that you'll max. And his is so sweet. His confidant is so sweet. Congratulations, Persona 5. You've made one kid character I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And one tower I actually like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that his ability isn't all that great.
Are you kidding? I use that gun all the time. I use bullet hail a lot.
Well, some people don't really like the gun aspect in the game. I am one of them. Honestly, it was a cool little utility, but I more preferred how it was handled in SMT4 than I did in Persona 5. But that's beyond that's neither.
Oh,
honestly, I love the random trigger with how you can deplete some of their health at the beginning of a fight.
Yeah,
That's
bullet hail is great.
Yeah, bullet hail is really useful.
But anyways, Cole.
Well, I was trying to say for the past few minutes was basically, did the animation team lie to us when they said it's only going to be 24 episodes? Because, Jesus, if it's still 24 episodes, this is going to be really, really rushed. It's going to seem impossible.
Yeah, I feel like if they are lying to us about it being only 24 episodes, they're probably going to extend it closer to 32. But if it is only going to be 24 episodes, I'm
gonna have a really bad feeling if that's the case.
Yeah, I just popped something into the chat that I don't think that I can actually say.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look in the chat real quick so I can read it off real quick.
Oh, that.
Oh, I get it. Though I will say this though, if they are taking this long to get to the final parts of the thing and we still got a long way to go, you want to know what that makes me believe?
What?
They're gonna do a fucking OVA for the final parts.
Yeah, I've been thinking for a while now we're probably going to get a movie for the post catch up to where we originally were seen.
Yeah.
I have a theory on that, and it's either going to be an OVA, a movie, or a second season. Like a 12-episode season or something.
Yeah, because it's like, at this rate, this almost goes into spoilers, so I don't know if I should continue or if I should stop.
I think we should stop for now.
Yeah.
I think we should stop for now, but...
Well, yeah. Stop for now and wait until we actually get up to the point.
Yeah, exactly, because we are getting closer. But yeah, it feels like we're hitting the point where the animation is unfortunately going to have to either extend the amount of episodes it has, do another season, do a movie, or do an OVA. I don't think there's enough time. There's only 5 episodes left.
Yeah, there's also that deviation that they kept talking about. It could be just that they were that whole extra stuff with Akechi in episode 13, but at the same time, we're technically at the halfway point.
Yeah.
In episode 18.
Yeah, exactly. Just to let everyone know, like, fans of the game will know what we're talking about. Casual watchers, just to say this right now, we're not near the end yet. We've still got a long way to go. And
dude, we haven't had all our party members yet.
We haven't had all our party members yet. We still haven't reached some of the more interesting conclusions. I mean, this is not really a spoiler, but the Phantom Thieves are at the height of popularity. Do you really think that's going to last? Because there's no way it's going to last.
Especially with the hint. Yeah, and they gave us that hint with the post-credit scene.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's like something's going to happen. Something's going to happen that's going to tank their popularity completely. What that is, we can't say, but this is what we're trying to get at.
Making this anime 24 episodes was a terrible mistake.
You know, I said the same thing about Persona 4, and I was kind of right.
Well, at least the game was shorter.
Yeah, and Persona 4, at least they found a way to do it.
Yeah, Persona 4's format allows you to play around with it a little bit and get everything that you need in there in 26 episodes. 25, but still.
Persona 5's, on the other hand, doesn't, and that's one of the big issues.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, just, like, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll wait till we get closer to episode 24. Hell, if they do what we think they're gonna do on episode 24... we're gonna have to probably make a post-anime episode on the podcast where we give our thoughts and opinions on things.
Honestly, I kind of figured that would be a thing we do either way.
Yeah, regardless, but I feel like we may do one that'll delve into heavy spoilers, because if they don't finish the story by episode 24, and they do plan to continue it by an OVA, a movie, or another season, we're gonna have to, like, give our thoughts on all this shit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, honestly put, I think we can all agree here, they're not gonna finish. There's only 5 episodes left. And the next one's the Hawaii trip, which we know for a fact because of it being called Aloha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we know for a fact that's probably going to take up at least, it may take up a vast majority of the episode.
Yeah, because it's a 3-day trip.
Yeah.
It is it is a 3-day trip, which is why I'm saying, like, if they don't fuck it up, then it'll be interesting. If they do fuck it up, then my God.
Yeah, another possibility is that they won't dedicate the majority of the episode to the Hawaii trip, but they'll focus like at least half of it on it.
Well, yeah, I expect at least half.
Yeah, at least half. Because don't forget that at the end of this episode in the Stinger, Sai was asking and I can say this because she said it, tell me about Okumura.
Yeah, exactly. And she says, what did you do to Okumura?
And something happened.
Even saying that what you say about this statement will be serious, which gives the impression something went down. We just don't know what. Well, we do, but...
We do.
Yeah,
we do.
We do.
Wait, we never know, so they could change some things in the anime.
Oh, sure. I could totally expect that kind of change.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, Cole, you were still giving your thoughts. You were still giving your thing about, is this a good episode for casual watchers and fans?
Oh yeah, you're right. I was. What was the last thing I don't remember what I said. Okay.
Start over then.
All right. I think I got through my casual stuff of yes, you'll like this episode. Fans, I don't remember where I was.
You said if you were a little disappointed with like the beach part in the game, and were looking for a little more, you would like this episode.
Thank you, Nelson. I am glad to have you here. But exactly what he said. I think overall, though, casual and fans are going to enjoy this episode. I think some might be a little disappointed that it's taking this long to get some of these confidants done, and I don't blame them, but this is a good episode overall.
All right, Zach?
It took until August to get to Anne? What the fuck?
I know,
playing
right?
This game.
I know, it's such bullshit. That's such bullshit. She gets the shaft, man.
Anyways, Zach, go ahead.
Casual watchers, they'll like this episode. All the stuff they do with Futaba and whole beach things, and pretty much everyone interacting with each other. As for people who are fans of the game, they'll also probably like this with the changes they made, especially to like Morgana and other things like that. So I think both will like this.
As for me, I do feel as though casual watchers will get the most out of this episode, and that's mostly because it does, it is a really fun episode. We're getting the characters being the characters, seeing them enjoying themselves, having casual fun basically, but we're also getting some plot lines with Futaba's knowledge of the cognitive science, and as well as mementos, and of course Morgana's insecurity, or at least him wondering about his place in the team. I feel casual watchers will get the most out of this episode, whereas fans, again, if you're like us who were a little disappointed with the beach stuff or whatever have you, you're definitely gonna like this one a lot more, because as we said, in the game, there were times where it felt like they weren't even friends. There were times where the game made it hard to believe these guys are friends.
Yeah, especially Ryuji and Morgana.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. Best example, the Shinjuku situation. The way the anime handled it, I don't mind it, because it's like Ren had to decide, save his friend or Oya leaves. We need the information. I know you hate that scene, Cole. I know you hate that scene. But, it's far better than the main character just standing there and watching his friend get taken away, and then he's just like, "I'm going home."
It's like, so this is Shinjuku.
Which is
Oh,
a
well.
freaking far
Just gonna head
cry.
home now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he watches his friend get taken away. Morgana's like, come back alive, and then the main character's just like, I'm going home now. Like, it's like, at least... Exactly. It's like, in the game, there were moments where you're just like, these guys are
Wow,
friends.
Ren's an asshole.
Yeah, or, these guys are friends, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's a friggin' far cry from like what the other protagonists have done, because like what's the most that the Persona 4 protagonist has done? Left Yosuke in a trash bin.
And to be fair, that was before he met him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, he didn't really know him. Well, actually,
No, I got that part wrong.
He watched him crash his bike in the first
Yeah,
game
and got hit in the crotch.
And he got hit in the crotch. Yeah, and then left him. He left him. But when Yosuke fell into the bin, he helped him out.
Well, then again, he got hit in the crotch twice in that day. First by crashing his bike. Second, Chie kicked him there.
Yeah, and both times he's like, let's just leave him be. In fact, that's Yu's signature line, because, hell, even in the animation of Persona 4, when Kanji got denied by this girl, Yu just literally says at the end of the episode, let's just leave him be.
Signature in his arena game, too.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, this is going a bit long.
Yeah, it is, but
There's a lot of Persona 4 and Persona 3 love in this Persona 5 podcast.
Yeah,
talked about a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just like we have a lot to compare it to. Mm-hmm. And hell, even then, Persona 3's character, he's, again, he comes off reserved and such, but he does have some degree of caring for his team. Even the movie does this.
I still like the Persona 3 female protagonist more.
Yeah, I get you. But, going back on topic, yeah, I feel like casual watchers will get the most out of this. Fans, I think if they were expecting a little more out of this, they'll like it too, because now we're getting these guys actually being friends, and not to mention a lot of characters don't come off as insensitive fucking jerks. Ryuji.
Ryuji.
Exactly.
Even these later episodes, that the anime is making Ryuji a bit more likable.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, even when he said the thing about, like, Morgana being useless, he said it as a joke.
Yeah, he sounded way more tongue-in-cheek in the anime, whereas in the game, he just blatantly says it like it's a fact, and it's like, Ryuji, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly, like he literally says, Futaba's very, like, capable, right, Morgana? And Morgana immediately, he's the one that takes it to the assumption, are you the one who's saying I'm useless?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Ryuji just kind of says it tongue-in-cheek. And then, like, Morgana's the one that snapped off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's oh, stop it.
Oh.
But damn, I think this might actually rival our longest podcast, because we're an hour and 3 in.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
we had a lot to say about an episode that was basically about bikinis.
Yeah, but then,
this just confirms that beach episodes are the best to talk about.
Yeah,
can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, well, then again, it's because we had a lot to say, because we've just now realized we're in episode 18. There are 5 episodes left.
Yep.
6, technically. But yeah,
I can't wait till we talk about next week's episode.
Aloha.
Yep, dude, they need to have Ren saying the line "Aloha" when he comes back, and then Futaba saying like, yes, yeah. If you actually say that line, the main character actually does the Aloha like finger thing, and then Futaba just like he's been indoctrinated.
I wanted to say that and then just pass out from exhaustion because time zones.
Oh yeah,
jet lag.
Dude, they need to represent jet lag in that episode because
yeah, seriously, they're like halfway across the earth.
Exactly. Exactly. Just holy shit. But anyways, with that said, what do you think about our thoughts about the episode? Found a comparison that we didn't talk about? Disagreed with us in any kind of way? Go ahead and leave your comments down below, and we'll discuss it in the comment section. And now this episode is our longest podcast. God dang it.
Yay!
Yay!
We have beaten episode 1.
And it was mostly positive stuff this time.
Oh my god, you're right.
No, wait, no, so I thought our longest was episode 4.
Okay, yeah, that.
It is now our second longest podcast.
No, it's our.
Episode, I think.
I think it's this one. I think this one might be our longest now.
Episode 4 was an hour and 9 minutes long.
Oh, it was
How
an
did
hour.
you know that? Wait, never mind.
How did? Yeah, how did you fucking know that?
Because I just looked at it.
Oh my.
Touche.
Only you, Zach.
Only you.
Hey, I have it in my playlist.
Damn.
So yeah, I have it in my playlist.
Oh yeah, so this will be the second longest, but nonetheless. Anyways, till next time, guys. I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen, along with Dean.
Hi.
Do your outro, motherfucker.
I laughed so much my internet disconnected.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You know, guys, if this keeps up, this will be our longest podcast.
Anyways, Dean, outro.
I am DM McCombie, says DM.3000, and I have a shitty internet connection.
You and me both. You and me both.
Still not as bad as Nelson's.
Oh, be still my beating heart. This is FlOrangey. Have a good night, everybody.
And this has been Mario Fanboy 15 Reach episode.
Yay!
And soon we're gonna get Aloha.
Aloha.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh. Beach episode, but in America.
In America.
Pretty much.
In
So we get
America.
we get two beach episodes, motherfuckers.
Yes, this anime must be special or something.
Oy vey. Anyways, till next time, guys. Take care.